really just have a nice meal, have a nice dinner, you feel a little full, so you want to go do some light reading before you go to bed. Well, my light reading is my YouTube comments section, and I found 10 very interesting comments that I want to go over from last week's videos. It was a short week, there were only 4 videos last week, but, found some cool comments, and I want to go over them. If you guys want to appear in the comments section of this video, leave a comment. Maybe I'll go over it in the next segment of this video. If you guys like the content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I think we go ahead and get started, don't we? This first one from Sam's Place, I feel like the Wolf of Wall Street when I watch these. The Wolf of Wall Street is one of my favorite movies of all time. Not because of the inappropriate activities or anything like that, but because it is an educational piece, right? It teaches you things about life, about, business, trading, and all of that. And, to hear my market watches referred to such a high regard or inspirational piece, depending on how you look at it, I think it's really cool. Wolf of Wall Street. I'm about it. That's pretty alright. G-Lam. The year is 2022. The Digimon meta is a hellish landscape. Megadeth has taken over the format. Dex run 4 copies of Breath of the Gods to combat it. In response to this, Dex started running 4 emergency program shutdown. In response to this, Dex started running 4 emergency program shutdown to stop the opponent's emergency program shutdown. This is a super interesting take, but I like this comment because it goes over how the meta can just change, you know what I mean? Megadeth going into the format seemed like a really strong card, and some people still think it is. However, Breath of the Gods is something that I've taken really seriously this format, and it does stop Megadeth, as well as other things like Metal Garurumon bouncing and all that. And sure, maybe Emergency Program Shutdown is the next step. I doubt it, but it's a cool way to say that the meta can just change. It can update. People will try to metagame the metagame, and that's just how metagames are built over time. In any card game you play, unless a deck is just so freaking strong that you can't metagame it, and all you can do is run text for the mirror, this is super true. I like this comment a lot. It's very well thought out. It's very reminiscent of card game formats in any card game in the past. I don't know about the Hisaryu and Ginryu, but 4 Breath is for sure the sauce, says Rickle Me Monty. Well, Rickle Me Monty, I can promise you that Hisaryu Ginryu is the spice. It's pretty spicy. And Breath is the sauce. I really like Breath of the Gods this format. I think the card's incredible. And hopefully, you've given it a try. Now, I have picked out one toxic comment this week. The list hurts my eyes. This is like when Max tried to play it and failed. This has to be a joke, right? Right? Please? To all the Alphamon players, I'm sorry you have to see this profile. Not to mention he calls Dorugamon Dorugreymon. Which is very interesting. So, this guy ended up getting roasted in the comment section. Basically slaughtered by my comment section. I got a little acting here too, because why not? But the comments were just after the guy. After the guy. Now, to be honest, he's in my Discord. Socializes sometimes. I don't know if he feels animosity towards me or is just a troll. I have no idea. But what I want to point out is that these toxic comments, I get them every week. I really do. And they just come out of nowhere. People don't even try it before they comment it. Some people will look at things online and say this is just garbage without even giving it a chance, which is super interesting that we live in such a prejudicial place in this card game. To be fair, this is all card games, and to a greater extension, this is a lot of hobbies. So, we're used to it, we see it, it's fine. It's not a super huge deal in my opinion, but what I want to point out here is that if you think something is garbage, test it and tell me your experiences. If you think 4 Breath of the Gods is not the way in Alphamon, test it, let me know why. Did you have some bad experiences? Did you never have insecurity? Did you always draw multiples of it? What's the deal? Did you keep bottom decking it with things like Dorumon, Ryudamon, whatever else? Give something here. Don't just say, this list hurts my eyes, I'm sorry you have to see it, without any substantial backup or proof or case study or testing or nothing. Just do something. Don't just comment for the sake of commenting. If you want to prove me wrong, prove me wrong, but don't just comment for the sake of commenting, right? It's a waste of everybody's time, and not to mention, you'll probably get wrecked by it. So just a shout out there. Hey Mario Staffel says, any suggestions on what website to buy singles from as a Canadian, since TCG Player doesn't always ship to Canada? If they do, shipping is costly. If there's a single that I want to buy, I'll check eBay. eBay's usually pretty overpriced. But I'll just put on Facebook Marketplace or the Digimon Card Game Market Group, or I'll even ask friends that I have, like, hey, I need these cards. Can I get them for a good deal, guys? You know what I mean? Now, that's what I would do. I don't have to do that too often, but that's what I do. And maybe you can try that. Maybe it works out for you. It's a good question. Nahuin Mutiozabal. While it does just obliterate Leomon, you have no idea how lore accurate this is, Lamau. Great video, my man. Hope to finally get my hands on Beelzemon for my birthday. Yes, we made the Leomon Imperial deck profile last week. It was really fun. It didn't take off, but that's not a big deal. Not all deck profiles can take off, to be honest. Some are just too much fun. But it's funny that you mentioned the anime lore stuff, because ever since Alt-Art Doraemon, like my one big mistake with market watches, I've done research on the anime to more accurately predict these things. So it's kind of cool. I gotta give a shout out to Twitch chat, though. They were the ones originally that told me that Beelzemon just fucking destroyed Leomon. I wouldn't have guessed that on my own. So there you go. Thought Leomons would be good to use in a Jelly Force deck. The effect of draw and get 2 memories so good. There is a Jelly Force Leomon deck, I'm pretty sure. It's like also tier fun. I don't know if I'd ever play it, but it is something you can do for sure. Good comment. Bateo Guarani. I don't know. 1 or 2 Leomon in the meta build is kind of good, though. You can push early game and protect yourself from lethal in the late game. If you want, you bring it back with Chimeramon. It is true. It's a 100% accurate statement. A lot of people do like their 1 or 2 Leomon in Imperial. I personally hate it. I think it's unnecessary. And it kind of slows down what the deck is trying to do, in my opinion. But again, you know, some people really do like their Leomon. So I'm not going to push away from it. People have seen success with it, so I'm not going to say anything on it. It's not for me, but it does work, for sure. We have Chris Garcia, Commandramon best black deck in the format. I don't know if you guys saw this, but literally just tonight or today or something, the Alt-Art Event Pack Commandramon got bought out. It's $100. This comment was super well timed. So you'll love to see it. D-Brigade is a fan favorite for sure. And EX3 support in Japan. It's doing something. Final comment of the day. Found you while looking for deck ideas and found an older senior citizen Greymon profile I liked. Bought the deck as one of my OTK deck and never looked back. Moving past the whole stack on turn 2 or 3 is comedy gold. Don't judge a book by its cover. Just because Ancient Greymon did nothing this meta until I topped with it, doesn't mean the deck is bad. People can come out of nowhere and do well. It was just Tessero that came 4th place at a regional with Lilithloop. That deck hadn't seen an ounce of play, really, this whole format, and all of a sudden it topped. So while it's not meta, while it's more off-meta or counterpick to the meta, you know, don't sleep on these sleeper decks. Don't just always assume the meta will run away with it, because while usually it's true, some guy can just sweep in and end it all for you. What do you guys think about this week's comments? I thought I picked some pretty good ones. Don't forget, if you want to appear in these videos, leave a comment on my YouTube videos, and you could make the next one. So see you later.